Welcome back to Ladies of the Night.
Hello.
Hello. So we're going to start with our pop drop. So we'll do a quick check in with the news of the week. And then we're doing something a little different this episode. We're going to play a couple of games that are pop culture related, kind of generate some conversation, see if people relate to some of our answers. We'll get to that in a second. We'll go ahead and get started. Do you want to share what news you've absorbed this week?
I think the only thing that I have is an ongoing trend on TikTok. It seems that people are trademarking common phrases used. I know we had the TikTok drama over on Book Talk about Hot Girls Read. That has since been rescinded. And then we had Hot Girls Walk, which I think is being contested.
Mm-hmm.
And then as of this last week, I've had a lot of stuff pop up about this cake creator. Apparently she makes cake pops and she likes to post the full recipe on TikTok. And then this other creator made said cake pops and she accused her of completely ripping off her cookbook. And that's trademarked. You can't trademark recipes, just FYI to people. So that has been going on my side of TikTok is a little cake drama.
So the original woman who posted the recipe is going after the other person for making the cake pops.
Yes, because she said that it is apparently she's ripping off her recipe in
Even though
full.
even though she shared the recipe.
Yes. So when she makes stuff, she will post the full recipe. And then I guess she has a cookbook as well. And which is kind of funny because the things that she uses are like Duncan Hines, Betty Crocker, Fruity Pebbles, and so like those things are trademarked.
Mm-hmm.
And I know at least with Fruity Pebbles, they've kind of poked a little bit of fun by posting their own cake pop recipe.
Imagine being trolled by some of these companies like that.
I think I would die of mortification, especially if it was like Wendy's, because number one, I love Wendy's. Two, to be roasted by Wendy's, I can't even imagine. It's like the ultimate burn.
Oh, that's so strange. And because I know you've told me at least about, the Hot Girls Walk read that we've talked a little about that before. And I wonder why all of a sudden so many people are trying to trademark these things that have been around for a long time. I mean, somebody's probably going to try to do book boyfriends, at
They
some
are.
point.
I know.
Are
I know.
they?
Book boyfriends is currently trying to be trademarked. I know blind date with a book, which honestly, good luck to you. I know Barnes and Noble does that, and that's a big
Mhm.
corporation to kind of get in a beef with.
Mhm.
So I don't understand the trend of trying to trademark common phrases like that, especially from what I've understood with trademarks is if you have like a trademark, you have it in different categories. And so, depending on your category, people can contest it and provide proof that the common phrase was used for, like, I know with like Hot Girls Read, somebody came with receipts and they had merchandise and like proof that it was being used like well beyond it. It was like, I think like early 2000s, 2010s they had found proof. So that's how it can be contested if you can
Mm.
prove like it's been a common phrase for a while. I know people have really been talking about like Megan Thee Stallion really coined the frame like hot girl summer.
Mhm.
And then like she does like hot girl stuff, hot girl shit. So that's another discourse is like with Megan kind of like I don't know, like she didn't like invent it, but she like revamped the hot girl whatever
Mhm.
after. So
Yeah, that's
that is,
that is very interesting that is a trend at the moment to do.
yeah, I honestly I don't understand it. I don't think trademarking something like book boyfriend does well in your favor.
No. So things have been around for so long now that I don't even remember the first time I heard things like that in terms of, I guess, like culture with reading or watching TV, things like that, the different things that we pretty much a lot of people said for years, and now somebody's trying to say, "Oh, I made this up," and you're
Yeah.
not gonna be able to do it. So that's interesting that it's spread out so much. The cake one's weird. That I don't think there's a leg to stand on.
I don't. I definitely don't think so. Obviously, the original creator has since apologized to the other girl about it, and so I think that's kind of squashed. But that is truly what's been on my FYP for the last week.
Man, that's crazy.
What about you? What have you been up to this week?
Um, well, I feel like at least with the pop culture stuff that I pay attention to, it's been fairly quiet. I made a couple of notes of things that I thought were worth us mentioning. The trademark thing did make me think of I have been anxiously waiting heated rivalry news because they start filming next month, and I saw that they've allegedly trademarked one of the team names from the next book that this is going to be based off of, and so I'm hoping that it was legitimate. It seemed to be from the account that posted it because they changed a couple of the team names for legal reasons on the show, which makes sense. But this one I really wanted them to keep the same. And it seems that it's the Ottawa Centaurs. I almost said Senators, which is the real team, but the Centaurs, and they seem to have applied for that trademark. So I'm hoping that they're going to move forward and be able to use that because they kept one team name from the books, which was the New York Admirals, which is essentially the New York Rangers. Like that's who they're based off of. But the other two they changed. And so I saw that. So when you were talking about trademarks, I was like, oh, yes, I did have that. So I have like a crumb of news for my show. Um, which I'm hoping there's gonna be more in the coming weeks because we are waiting on some casting announcements, assuming they're gonna share that. Because a part of me thinks they might just keep it secret, but I guess
I
we'll
mean, they
see.
definitely could.
I've wondered because there tends to be so much backlash off of casting these days that there's a part of me that thinks they may keep it on the DL, but I don't know. There are 2 characters that I've been anxiously waiting to see who's going to play. And I don't know, I'm excited, but I'm hoping we're gonna know something soon. It filming is such a interesting time because you might get a ton of stuff like we have with Off Campus, and then there's other shows and movies I can think of that you don't even see anything. Like you might see someone like sneaking into a trailer and that's all you get. I think that's probably how this is gonna be. Because so much of it'll be filmed inside, because of the hockey scenes and, stuff in the houses and stuff. So I don't know what we'll get. They're filming August through December, so I'm hoping I get some crumbs. At least some casting information. Like, give me that and I'll shut up.
I definitely think it also matters with maybe like production, what all
Mhm.
gets leaked and what all gets
Yeah.
shared on set. Because I know with like Marvel, they were secretive for a long while. And
Mhm.
then with like Thunderbolts, we had Florence Pugh like giving us a
Yeah.
tour. So,
Yeah. It was way more open than it used to be.
hmm.
So, I don't know. I think with the first season, it seemed pretty laid back. I didn't follow it when they were filming, but now it's much bigger. So that's why I think we may not see a whole lot, but I'm hoping to see a little bit. But like I said, as long as like give me like at least the casting information, I'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
Kind of like with off campus right now. Like we've gotten a little bit, but not so much that because I don't want too much either. Like I want stuff to get excited about, but I don't want to see every little thing either. So,
Well, they're
um,
definitely give us a lot from off campus. We
yeah.
had the Obsessed Fest last week, and then we've
Mhm.
had a tiny little sliver of Logan and Grace this week.
Mhm. Yes. And that is enough to get me excited without feeling like the whole thing's being spoiled. So just like little snippet and I'll be happy. But it was cool to see Grace and Logan together. I think she, at least appearance wise, seems to be cast very well. And I'm looking forward to seeing them on screen together. I really like Grace in the books. I feel like out of all the girls, she's the one I'm the most similar to. So it's funny, Dean is my favorite, but anytime I take those like off campus book boyfriend quizzes, I always get Logan, which admittedly I would be most compatible with Logan, to be honest. But I'm excited to see where they go with Grace and Logan because it's definitely going to be probably a B storyline because it's going to follow Dean and Allie. But I am
Yeah.
excited to start seeing that stuff and the one picture we got this week. It was cute. Not really sure how they're ice skating in the college arena because it's not a public skate situation, but we'll see where they go with that.
It's
Which
movie
was
magic, okay?
it is. They're just well, I get Logan's the captain at the moment, so maybe he got a free pass. I don't know because Garrett seemed to do what he wanted as captain, so that's just me teasing. But that was one of the things I had noted was the off-campus picture this week, because that was pretty
Yes.
cool. So, looking forward to what all comes from my hockey shows that seems to have taken over my life lately.
Yes.
I don't think a day has gone by since December that I haven't thought of heated rivalry, and then thought maybe things might calm down, and they didn't, and then off campus came out, so it's like that's all my brain rotates around is these fictional hockey people.
Yeah, just hockey, hockey, hockey.
It is. But transitioning out of sports romance, we also have something going on in New York. Reports think it's Taylor Swift's wedding. Personally, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I think it's a decoy situation, or maybe it's like a reception at Madison Square Garden. She's so private and she's good at being private that I have a hard time thinking the biggest event of her personal life would leak this way. But my bottom line every time I see something about it, and you and I had talked a little, is I just hope they get privacy and peace with their day whenever it happens. I understand being curious as a fan, but also we don't get a free pass to her personal life. And this is something if she wants to share anything, she can. If she doesn't have to.
I mean, she did tell us in But Daddy, I Love Him, you weren't
Mhm.
coming to the wedding, so
I know. They need to put that up, like, on the screens outside of Madison Square Garden, even if it's not in there, like, you can't come to the wedding. For the most part, though, whatever is going on there seems to be kept pretty private. Pretty much all you've seen is cars coming and going and things like that. So if that is what's going on, I hope that they are able to have some kind of privacy with it. And
yeah.
then I don't know, or, for all we know, they might have gotten married already and this is just a party for it. I hope bottom line, like I said, she has privacy with it. Because so much of her life is public and we just, the media and everybody just doesn't get a free pass to that. And
Yeah.
I hope that she has a fun and peaceful day. And I can't imagine the speech that will come from Jason Kelsey. So, that is a shame that we will never get to see that because I bet that is a treat.
Yeah, as long as she's happy, I'm all good.
Yeah, me too. Part of me's almost gotten annoyed with all the reports on it, and it's not that I don't wanna know anything, it's more of I understand why this is such a big deal, but also at the same time, just let her be. Just
Yeah.
let her be. And I know some of that comes with fame, and I understand that, but also I do wish the media and some fans I don't even wanna call them fans, like, the ones that stalk and like, when she went to Jack Antonoff's wedding, do you remember the mob?
Yes.
I don't consider those people fans because a real fan would respect her space, not shut down streets at her friend's wedding. But,
That
yeah,
was
so that's
intense.
yeah, that was a time. So I hope nothing like that happens. It seems to be like they've shut down a lot of that area, so
Mhm.
I don't know that people would have the opportunity to do that, but that's kind of been my annoyance with seeing some of the headlines is just not that I don't wanna know or that I'm not happy for her, it's just, please just
They're
let them
making
have
it like a too big of a spectacle.
Yes, like, just leave her alone. So that was my tangent on that. So we'll see, maybe by next week we'll know what happens, but,
Or
yes.
we'll never know.
Or yeah, or we'll never know. We'll just,
Yeah.
I don't know. They've shared some things about their relationship here and there, which is more than I ever thought they would because she has gotten so private, understandably. So maybe we might hear about something on New Heights at some point, but just let them be. Let them party, have fun, and, have their time.
Yeah.
Couple of other notes. This I mainly wrote down for Triva, but anybody else who is listening, Project Hail Mary is streaming on Prime for free now, and everybody needs to
Perfect.
watch it. And so you can cry and fall in love with Rocky and Grace. That has probably been my favorite movie of the year so far. So Everybody watch it. Glenn Powell's movie Hitman, that was on Netflix in 2024, is getting a sequel. That was a lot of fun. It was hit and miss with some people, but I really liked it, so I'm excited that it's getting a sequel. And then the Odyssey press tour has begun, and Zendaya is already on theme. She had on kind of a white Greek goddess looking dress, so I'm excited to see what else comes of that. I don't think they've released any interviews or anything. I think it was literally her, Matt Damon, and Anne Hathaway getting out of cars in New York, I guess, to go in and do interviews. So I'm looking forward to that, and that'll be out in 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks. I think we're almost 2 weeks in.
I think so.
And Treva and I have tickets to go see it together.
Yes.
I will be seeing it 2 nights in a row, so I hope it's good.
I hope it's good.
That is my pop drop wrap for the week. Like I said, not a whole lot, but just a couple of things. So we'll do our check-in with what we've read and watched, which honestly did not have much on my end. I am on book 7 of Dungeon Crawler Carl. It is 800 something pages, so I'm hoping to pick up the speed. Those have been a lot of fun, though.
You will be glad to know. I had to go into the office yesterday, and Jordan came up and was like, "Oh my God, have you guys heard of this book series, Dungeon Crawler?" And I was like, "Bro." And he's like, "You guys need to read it. You guys need to read it."
It's funny how many people seem to know about it or have read it, because I didn't know anything about it until I started reading them, and it has quite a following. Like, I've seen cosplayers, I've seen people do it for Halloween now. I've seen a couple of different videos. There's fan art, so it's pretty cool. I didn't realize it had such a following.
Yeah, now I got you, Kelsey, and Jordan reading them. I was like, maybe I'll have to look into it after ACOTAR in October.
Yeah, I think you'd like it. They're pretty fun. The biggest thing that I've enjoyed is how funny they are. It's a lot of adult dirty humor, and my brain is immature, so I laugh at all of it. But also, I was thinking about this when I was finishing the last book the other night. The world building it's complex, but it's easy to follow at the same time.
Yeah.
And you don't get that with some fantasy books. Crescent City, I think, is my top example. Then when you first start it, you're almost getting frustrated because you're trying to keep up with stuff. And that's not how this one's been, because it's essentially a game. And so it lays out the rules and things like that. And it's the way he wrote them. I like how easy it is to follow and understand the world that they're in. Because if it wasn't, we'd be talking about a totally different situation. I don't know how much I could have put up with not understanding. So I have one more after this, and then I'll be caught up. I believe he plans to write 10 of them total, so there should be 2 more after this. And I've started collecting the hardbacks because that's my trophies now.
Gotta love book trophies.
But they have really nice. I know, so I had to fix the spot on the shelf. But the hardbacks have a really cool cover with them. There's no sprayed edges or anything, but the covers are really neat. So I did decide to start getting those as my book trophies. And then I saw Toy Story 5. It was okay. It's cute, but I don't know. I think honestly, I have to keep in mind 4 and 5 are definitely for the current generation of kids.
Mm-hmm.
They have nostalgia in there a little bit for people our age, but I don't think anything will top 1 or 2 for me. They did Jesse's backstory, which was sweet. But yeah, it was okay. I didn't think it was that funny, but I did tear up a little bit at the end, but it was just okay. It wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't the worst Disney film I've seen. So then besides that, I didn't have much TV or anything this week, so not a whole lot on my end. I really don't know what I spent my week on because I was off.
I think for me, I did finish 2 books this week. I know last week I said that I had started Beautiful Venom by Rena Kent. I did finish that. I did start and finish the second book of that series called Sweet Venom. So those 2 are done. The third book did just come out on Tuesday. I am waiting for an Audible credit, though, so I will be coming back to listen to that one. But I did start
There you
another
go.
like short series by her. I started a book called Kiss the Villain, and it is two male MCs. So we'll see how good it is.
Mhm.
And then as far
Yeah,
as TV
something to fill
goes,
some time.
yeah, as far as TV goes, I think the only thing I had this week was Love Island.
You know, I keep getting Love Island in my feed, like different reels or TikToks, and I'm like, is it because we've been talking about it? Does it
It
know? Because I don't
is.
watch it, so
It
I don't look up the
knows.
stuff, but I keep getting them, and then I send some of them to you. If I understand it or if I think it might be funny and that you might like it, I'll go ahead and send it anyway.
Yeah, I love Love Island.
How much longer is left on it?
I think we should have a couple more weeks. I don't think it goes into August, but I could be wrong.
Okay, so y'all are almost wrapped up and not quite.
I think so. But other than that, I think that's all my wrap this week.
We'll have more in the coming weeks because we've got our new book and different things coming out toward the end of the summer.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get back to having like a TV show to watch, or not that I'm not watching TV, just I need something that really excites me to watch, and I
Yeah.
don't really have anything like that right now. I might rewatch Off Campus, I don't know. I've been in the mood.
I need to finish my rewatch of Off
Let's
Campus.
Yeah. Sometimes you get excited to do because I've done that twice with Heated Rivalry. I would start it and watch like 1 or 2 episodes and then would finish the last couple like 2 or 3 weeks later. And then I'm like, well, it doesn't feel like a rewatch because I'm not getting it all in one setting. And then I'll do it again. And I need to make sure with Off Campus I can be able to try to finish it over the course of a couple of days so I get to enjoy it as like a piece instead of
Yeah.
spread out, which is fine, but it does feel different when you take a break with watching.
Yeah.
I definitely need to do it though before I come to you and we go to the rave because I want it to be fresh on my mind.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, we are going to the Club 90s off-campus dance party in a few weeks, so we're very excited.
Yes.
Which is basically 3.5 hours of fan edits with other fangirls. So we are so ready. I cannot wait. And we don't know all the edits, obviously, so some of them will take us by surprise. I hope they're all delicious. The ones I've seen are delicious, so I'm ready.
Listen, as long as I get some Taylor Swift style, I'm good.
Surely somebody there is an edit to one that I would think.
I think you sent me a TikTok with it.
Yeah,
At
I'm
least
pretty
one. Because I think it's
I'm
Dean.
I think, yeah, that would check out. Because I know a couple of them. I know there's a Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy, and it's a Tucker edit. I know that's one of them. I know there's some to On the Floor and Girls, which are both on the soundtrack. There's at least 2 versions to Same Damn Time. 2 that are crossovers with Heated Rivalry and Off Campus. Because there's one with, I think it's Logan and Shane, and then there's the Dean and Elia. Then I'm pretty sure One Direction's on there somewhere too. So I'm excited. I wish we knew more, but at the same time, I think it's going to be fun to be surprised by the edits and songs.
Yeah, as Willy Wonka once said, the best kind of prize is a surprise.
It's a surprise. It'll be us when it happens. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I've never done anything like this, and it's funny that like a TV show has made me want to go to a rave.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. We have jerseys that we're gonna wear, so we're so ready. I cannot wait. So, but I think it is time we might start transitioning to some of our games.
Okay, let's go.
So we didn't have like we said earlier, major topics this week to cover. It was kind of a quieter week in terms of things happening in the world of pop culture. I mean, other things happened, but we don't want to just read off news to everybody every week. So we're going to do a couple of different pop culture games and maybe people who listen, you want to comment, put your answers, have fun with that. The first one we're going to do is the pop culture draft. So basically, we are building a draft team, a sports team, whatever you want to call it, of some of our favorites. So you get 2 picks per category to build your draft. So first we'll start with, so draft your favorite summer movies. So you get 2 on your team.
Okay. I am going to go Barbie and I'm going to go Twisters.
Yes, those are good. Ugh, I feel like mine would also be those, but I'm trying to think of something different. What have been the summer hits? Because we've had a couple of summers in a row that have been pretty legit. I would say
Yeah.
definitely Twisters would be one of mine. And then, I guess it's kind of in the same category. Mm, no, I was gonna say Oppenheimer, but I think I'm gonna do Deadpool and Wolverine
Okay.
because that Twisters and that back to back were pretty fun. So I think those are gonna be my picks. Rom-coms, so you get 2.
Ooh, a rom-com. I don't know. That one's hard.
I know.
I'm going to go with When in Rome with Kristen Bell
Mm-hmm.
for one. I don't know another one. That one's so hard. What are yours?
Uh, my first one would be Set It Up with Glenn Powell, and my other one would probably be Because I Said So with Mandy Moore. It's an older movie. It had Diane Keaton. I think those would be my 2.
I don't know a second one. That one's so hard.
I
I'm
was
just going to
trying
go with one.
You're just gonna have one, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, TV characters. This is a big one.
That's so just like two random characters. Like,
Yeah. Well, for me, this is hard because I think, there's some stuff that's a current hyperfixation, but then when you think about all of your past shows that are your favorites, who do you select?
well, number one is Dean Winchester, always.
I figured you would do Dean.
Another one. Let me see. That's so hard. Like, I feel like I watch so much TV, but then like
Mhm.
there's so many subgenres. Like, do I go comedy? Do I go
Mhm.
like, teen drama?
I know.
All right. I am gonna okay, so besides Dean, I think I'm gonna go with Elijah from the Vampire Diaries.
What?
I just pulled it out
I
of a
did not know
hat.
you liked Elijah.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I had no, I had
Yeah.
no idea you liked him.
Yeah, he's one of
I
my
also
favorites from
love
the
me some
originals.
Elijah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I had no idea. See, we learned something new. Mine, my first one would be Nathan Scott from One Tree Hill.
I figured you were
That
going
came
Nathan, so I didn't go
that
Lucas.
Yeah, that came pretty quick for me. Um, Goodness. I feel like I do have to pull a current and do Ilya Rozanov. So, my boy back there.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
both sports. So, depending what we're drafting for, I'll be prepared.
Okay.
uh Fictional book boyfriends.
Number one always is Zayden Ryerson.
Mhm.
Top book boyfriend. I don't think anybody can ever replace Zayden. The second one, I'm gonna throw you for a loop here.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
gonna go with
ready.
Asriel.
That did surprise me.
Listen, if I need somebody to spy, I got him.
Okay, my number 1 slot will always be Connor Cobalt. So that's my top one. And then number 2, mm, Dean De Laurentiis.
Okay.
It's hard because I do have a list, and I know you have a list typed out.
Yeah, I do.
So, but I think those would be mine because I was like, I'm not gonna pick Elia again. And again, that's a current hyperfixation, so I have to keep in mind there are people before them. But, um, yeah, with my TV, I did have to go there. Let's see. And our last one for the draft, Disney songs.
Ooh, this is a hard one. I do really love Disney.
I know my first one, 100% off the bat, would be "I'll Make a Man Out of You" from Mulan.
For my first one, I think I'm gonna do Circle of Life from The Lion King.
Oh,
All right,
Dean
number
Winchester can hold you up to that.
I'm trying to think what a second one. I'm gonna go Whole New World from Aladdin.
Oh, that's sweet. You can ride on the carpet with your book boyfriends
Exactly.
as you come to battle, or we don't even know what this draft is for.
Yeah,
So
no,
I'm
we
like,
don't. It's just
are we
random.
fighting? Are we playing a sport? My other one would be "Eye to Eye" from the
Okay,
Goofy movie because I do
sounds a good
jam to
one.
that, and there's a rock cover of it that I really like. So yeah, those are my top. And there's also a rock cover I listen to of "I'll Make a Man Out of You." So yeah, those are hands down my two favorite Disney songs. So quick, this or that. So we've got a couple different things kind of mixed in with pop culture, books, things like that. So we'll see. So definitely feel free to defend your response, but we'll try to move quickly so we don't overthink our answers because we'll have our big finale game in a second. So this or that. So physical media or digital media.
Um,
And that can include movies, TVs, books, both sides.
I'm split between both because I like being able to stream it. You know what I mean? Like just
Mhm.
have it readily available, and you don't have to wait so long to get a physical. But I do like physical DVDs.
Mhm. I f I think probably I lean more toward physical, but I agree too that I do like things about digital, especially because it's convenient, versus going and getting the Blu-ray out or the physical book. But I do like to have those things because I've we don't even know if this will happen ever, but I always talk about if something happens and we don't have access to the digital libraries, people are gonna have nothing to do, and then I have a whole wall of movies at my house, and I'll be set.
She's
So,
prepared for the zombie
I
apocalypse.
am. I have many shows, I've got movies. My books have dwindled down a little bit because I mainly just try to buy special editions now that
Clearly not me.
yeah. Well, I mean, I have a bunch like that, just I got rid of a lot of my stuff that wasn't a special edition and that I knew I wouldn't read again. So those are more like a trophy than anything now. So that's kind of where I'm at because I think there's pros and cons to both. Uh Movie adaptation or book?
Book, 100%.
I agree, book. I love to see stuff adapted, but it can be scary because I've seen some that were not done well, and that's a letdown.
Yes.
Taylor Swift's pop era or country era?
Pop.
Pop, me too, yeah. I obviously listened to the country, but I have
Mhm.
enjoyed her pop stuff a lot more. I already know our answers to this, but we're gonna throw it out there anyway. Marvel and DC.
Marvel.
Marvel. Kindle edition or physical copy? So kind of a repeat of our other question, but specifically just with books.
Um, well, I have like both. Like I like the convenience of it being on my Kindle, and then like I buy a book trophy.
Me too. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I read on the Kindle usually, especially if it's on Kindle Unlimited.
Yep.
And then if I like it enough, then I get my trophy. And
Yep.
if I don't, then I didn't spend any money on it.
Exactly.
Hannah Montana or Wizards of Waverly Place. So a little bit of a throwback.
I was a Wizards of Waverly Place girly.
Were you? I never watched it.
I was more of an Alex when I was younger. versus more of a Hannah. So
Mhm. Yeah, mine would be Hannah Montana, but only mainly because I never watched the other, but I did really enjoy Hannah Montana, and honestly, sometimes I've thought about rewatching it, but I
do
did
it.
try to.
YOLO. Nothing's stopping you.
Well, I rewatched the Jonas TV series, or I started it back when Disney Plus first came out, and I couldn't handle it. So I don't know if I could do Hannah Montana now. Like I don't want to kill the magic
Yeah.
because it may be really bad. I don't know. Um, this is a big one. I mean, I think I know our answers. Would you rather attend the Oscars or the Emmys?
I think I'm going to go Oscars because
Yeah, me
it's
too.
iconic.
Yes. Well, and every year we talk about wanting to apply to be seat fillers, and then we never find out how to do it. And I hate that for
Exactly.
us.
Yeah. Same.
Would you rather have free concert tickets for life or free books for life?
I think I'm going to go concert
Me
because those are
too.
more expensive than
Yes.
books. So I could
It,
save that money for more books.
yes, girl math. But
Exactly.
concerts, they have become so expensive that it really is a matter of how bad do I want to go. I
Mm-hmm.
had wanted to see Hilary Duff last week, and when I checked to see what the tickets were, I mean, and granted, this was resale, but the nosebleeds at this outdoor venue were $380.
Wow.
And like I wanted to see her, but not that bad. And the lawn
Yeah.
was, I think, almost 200, which is sitting out in the sun. Like you can't even see the stage, you watch on a screen. So, would you rather meet your favorite actor or your favorite author?
I'm going to do favorite actor.
Yeah, me too. Who would you say your favorite author and actor are, though?
Um, well, my favorite actor is Jennifer Lawrence. So
When
I've
you've met
already
her.
checked that off. I would love to meet her again. She was so nice. My favorite author. That's so hard because I read so many books.
Hmm.
I don't know. That one's hard. I don't think I have
Well,
a
and maybe
favorite
not.
author, to be completely honest.
Who would you want to meet though right now? So think about books you've read. So maybe they're not your favorite, but who is an author that you would really like to meet?
I guess I'd meet Sarah J.
Yeah.
Just because obviously we've been talking
And
about
that
ACOTAR so much. We're doing our reread.
yeah. And that one's hard because and I don't know, she may be different this go around, but it's my understanding she's kind of stopped doing events and things. So she's one that I mean, it would be really difficult to try to meet, and that's a shame.
Yeah.
I think for me, I would also, I think, probably rather meet my favorite actor because favorite author is difficult because I do like a lot. And I think off the top of my head, I would say Elle Kennedy, but that's mainly because I read so much of her stuff and I've already met
Hmm.
her. So that would kind of count, like balance the scales. But I also wouldn't mind meeting Sarah J. And then I would really like to meet Rachel Reed, who does the Game Changer series. She seems like such a cool person.
Who would you want to meet for your favorite actor?
I don't know, because my all-time favorite actor is Ryan Gosling, and that goes back to, like, when I was little and saw him in Remember the Titans for the first time. He was my first actor, him and Leonardo DiCaprio, that I went to Blockbuster and checked out all their movies. But I think I would probably wanna meet Glenn Powell. But then also I told you the other day, I really wanna meet the off-campus and heated rivalry cast. So, like, that's really hard, that's a lot of people, but, like,
Yeah.
they all seem so chill and just nice, and so, yeah, I would really wanna do that, but
Yeah.
it would need to be in, like, a formal setting because if I saw one of them on the street, I don't think I would have the nerve to go up to them, but, like, I know if I was with you, you might do it for me.
Exactly. I'll just go up. I don't mind.
I just like I'm too shy, and then most of them are taller than me, so I'm like, can they hear me from down here? Like, so I don't know. It opens up all my anxiety. Let's see. So another book one, uh, Touch Her and You Die, or Who Did This to You?
I think I'm gonna do Touch Her or Die.
Me too. Would you rather have the morally gray guy or the cinnamon roll?
I'm gonna go Morley Gray.
Oh, that's hard for me because I do lean toward that, but then I think of cinnamon rolls like Isaiah Rhodes in Windy City, and I really like that. So I don't know. I might like the cinnamon roll. I don't know. It's hard. Would you rather be part of a royal court or a magical school?
I think a magical court because I hate school.
I think I would probably lean toward court, but it would depend on the school's content. You know, like what we're there for. Is it a Hogwarts situation? Is it Fourth Wing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd probably lean more toward court. Because now that I'm thinking about it, there's stuff with the school that I wouldn't be down for. The school work wouldn't bother me. It's more of thinking about all the bullies and stuff. I don't know. I'm like, I don't want to deal with a Jack Barlow.
Yeah.
To quote The White Lotus, I don't think at this age I'm meant to live an uncomfortable life. um, Judge a book by its cover or never trust a cover.
I would say never judge a book by its cover. I
Mhm.
unfortunately did that with the Hunger Games. Back when I was in high school, we had this program where you could sign up for free books.
Mhm.
And I had picked it because of the cover. And then I actually gave it away to somebody else. And then it wasn't until after the first Hunger Games movie came out and I became obsessed with it
Mhm.
that that person who had the book was like, "Oh, by the way, you gave this to me. Do you want it back?" And I was like, "Absolutely."
Oh, that's funny that you kind of rejected it, but then circled back around.
Yeah.
I read them before the movie came out only because I saw Josh Hutcherson was cast in it, and he was another one of my childhood crushes. And also another one, every movie that came out, I was up at Blockbuster. Like, God bless Blockbuster, looking back. But that was how I got into them. But I agree, their covers don't nothing about it looks that appealing.
Yeah.
And you don't know. Because some things may have an awesome cover and are terrible. Especially with the the little animated covers they do now. I think they can be very cute or they can be very cheesy.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. Um, Last one on our this or that. Do you prefer to have a reading goal or no pressure with your reads?
I'd say a little bit of both. Like I like my yearly like goal. I like to hit that, but I also just
Mhm.
like to free read.
Mhm. I think for me I like the goal. I like to check things off kind of like as an accomplishment because I do it with my movies too on Letterboxd. I try to hit at least 200. Usually I'm between 200 and 250. I think one year I had like 270 something. That was a good year. All right. So we'll wrap up with our pop culture court. So
Oh,
we have a couple of questions
okay.
and we will kind of pick them apart and challenge them.
Okay.
So is binge watching ruining TV? What are your thoughts?
I personally don't think so. Um, Obviously coming from like cable television, like watching Supernatural with commercials every week. I think it's good. Like sometimes that's good in moderation, especially if the
Mhm.
show is overwhelming. But if it's something that I can binge like off campus and it's, 8 episodes super quick, I think it's fine.
Mhm. Yeah, I think for me it depends on I think there's good and bad to it. I do sometimes miss just kind of like going off of Supernatural as an example. I do sometimes miss kind of the CW style. I mean, I guess things on ABC and Fox were the same way, but the 22 episode seasons October to May, because we had something pretty much to watch all the time. So I
Mhm.
do miss that sometimes, versus Off Campus, 8 episodes, Heated Rivalry, 6 episodes, Bridgerton, 7 or 8 episodes, and then you wait so long for them. So that, I think, is one of the downsides to the binging, but not all of those were bingeable, some of them were weekly, but my point is kinda with these shorter shows now that you really can binge more because they don't take as long, but it is nice to get all of it at once sometimes, but then also it is nice to have stuff to look forward to, so I don't know, I don't think it's ruining things, it's just different, and
Yeah.
there's things I like about it and there's things I don't, because I do binge, but I also don't mind a weekly show either sometimes, but when you've got a lot of weekly shows, which I used to back when I watched more things on cable, sometimes it would get hard to keep up with everything.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, one of the downsides, but I don't know. I think we get kind of greedy sometimes with binging too because we consume it all at once. So, Off Campus, for example, was all one binge, but then we had the Summer I Turned Pretty where it was once a week, and so we want more, after that one episode a week. So, I don't
Yeah.
know. It's an interesting thing compared to 10, 15 years ago how TV was. So, I think there's good and bad. I wouldn't say, like, answering the actual question, I don't think it's ruining TV, it's just different.
Yeah.
I guess my biggest beef with it is I wish it didn't take 2 years to put out a season because that's so common for the most part, with the exception of Prime is pretty quick with their stuff for the most part, and some Netflix shows that I don't watch seem to put out stuff pretty quick, but a lot of my shows, there's about 2 years in between seasons, and I hate that. I don't like to wait. And it's crazy.
I don't like to wait.
No, but one, like I said, it's just kind of thinking about going from like when Supernatural would air, it started in October and ended in May. And then there would be a gap around the holidays and stuff like that. But for the most part, you had something all the time. And then now we go 2
Yeah.
years without one of your favorite shows. So I don't know, kind of a pros and cons. Which also, this one, I think, good and bad. Should movies be over 3 hours long? So there's not many that are, but we've had some in the last couple of years. What's your take?
I think as long as it's good, I don't mind sitting for
Mhm.
3 hours. Again, that brings back, the theater experience. Like, I'm there at the theater to escape whatever's going on in, like, the real world. Like, I'm not looking at
Mhm.
my phone. I'm there to focus on whatever movie I'm watching. So, I think for me, at least, I I think it's fine. Like, I did it for Endgame. I think what is the Christopher Nolan's Odyssey? That's 3 hours?
It's just under 3 hours.
Okay.
I
I
think
think
it's over 2.5.
I
Oppenheimer
think
was over
Ummer was
3.
yeah.
I'll
So
verify.
I don't mind it as long, as long as I'm interested in it. I'll go sit for 3 hours.
Mhm. Yeah, I definitely think it depends too on the content. And sometimes for me, it's easier for me to do those at the theater than it is at home because
You have so many distractions at
I get more
home.
distractions. But at home, you can pause it if you need to go to the restroom, if you need a snack, things like that. But some of the 3-hour movies I can think of, though, they don't feel like 3 hours when you're watching them. Oppenheimer didn't feel that long. I don't think Endgame felt that long. I
Yeah.
I think Dune Part 2 was 3 hours. It was 2 hours and 46 minutes, so almost 3 hours, and that's one that every time I've watched it, it doesn't feel like that. Titanic's almost 3 and a half, and that doesn't feel like it, and that sounds weird because it is that long, but at the same time, when you think about it, kinda going back to the other question about binging, you could binge a show in the same amount of time.
Yeah.
So really, it's one content. I don't think every film should be 3 hours long, but I think the right ones can do it because you don't want it to be one of those movies where somebody's, like, checking their watch every 10, 15 minutes. Because 'cause I've had a couple movies I've done that in, and it's like, "We've only been in here 30 minutes." Because if you've got that's
Yeah.
3 hours long, you that's a problem.
You might get up and leave.
Uh-huh. I've only done that once. I've got up and left one movie in my entire life. Alright, this last one also on movies is the live action remake trend over?
I could only hope and wish it was over. I am not a big fan of live action, especially if it's Disney live action.
Yeah, I think the only Disney live action that I liked, and I say liked loosely in the sense that I didn't hate it, was Aladdin, but I've only seen it one time, so I don't know. And Lilo and Stitch was okay, but I don't know, they have such a different feel to them that it doesn't bring me, like, warm, fuzzy feelings, if that makes sense. And then, Moana comes out next week, and how long ago did the first Moana come out? That again, there wasn't even a big gap of time with that, and they've already turned it into live action, and I really thought after I wanna say Mufasa, I really thought they were gonna stop with this, and it seems to keep going on.
I think the thing for me is they changed the story.
Yeah.
And for me, I think if you just keep it like like the original, if you just follow the animated, just make it live action, I think for me it would be a lot better than
Mhm.
what they're turning out.
Yeah, because yeah, they definitely a lot of them have changed a lot of the storyline. Lilo and Stitch had some pretty big changes. They weren't necessarily bad changes in that one, but other ones haven't made any sense. And I guess like I didn't mind back when they did some like do you remember Mirror Mirror with Lily Collins?
Mhm.
So this is going to sound weird, but I didn't mind things like that. I think it's more of the actual Disney live actions that I don't care that much about because Mirror Mirror tech and I'm not saying it was like an Oscar-winning movie, but it was fun. Stuff like that is live action, but it's different, if that makes sense. So, I don't know, I'm not a hu I go see them, but I don't get excited about it, if that makes sense.
I haven't seen a live action since The Lion King came out, and I hated that.
I that was one that it's just I there's lots of people that really liked it, and that's totally fine. Just something about the way it looked to me I didn't care for. I don't know. The Lion King and Toy Story are my favorite Disney movies, and so that was one that I was really just I didn't want them to do. And I don't like I might have liked it okay at the time, but then as time went on, I realized it wasn't what I thought it was, and that's kinda how Beauty and the Beast was. I liked it initially, and then after I sat on it for a little bit, I was like, "No, that was
Yeah.
not it." And, trying to think what else. There was Beauty and the Beast, Lion
Cinderella.
King, Cinderella. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Um,
We had Maleficent.
see, and I never saw that. I forgot.
Snow
Aladdin.
White.
Yeah, there's been a couple oh, I forgot about the newest one. I have a lot that I could say about that I'm not going to on here. I think you know.
I do know.
Um, oh, man, I forgot about that one. That's the one that I thought they would stop after because it bombed so bad, and then
Mhm.
they've kept on, but I don't know how I guess we'll see how Moana does at the box office, but I know there's still tickets open because I looked at it the other day, so I don't know. But, oh my god, I forgot about Snow White. That just, like That just opened
I
it so
opened a
much.
new door.
You did open a new door. I was like, oh God, my mind had blocked it out. I've
It's
not seen
trauma
it.
inducing.
It was trauma. You triggered me. Um, yeah, because I haven't watched it. I know somebody that had turned it on in the background to watch, and she said like what little bit she saw was just it was bad. But I could tell by the trailer it was bad, and then there were 2 or 3 different reasons I also didn't wanna watch that one, so,
Yeah.
ooh, yeah, I forgot about that. But, yeah, I don't know, to go back to the original question, I do wish it would die off. I don't think it
At
does
least for a
well.
while. Like,
Yeah, because I pretty much they've been spitting them out once a year, and
mhm.
I think they need to take a break, maybe regroup, and work on something that I guess the quality's better on than just continuing to spit them out each year. Because I started to feel like that
Yeah.
with Marvel. I felt like we were getting too much content in here, and same with Star Wars for a little bit. That take a little bit of a break, regroup, come back with stronger material. Because there's also an author that I like that releases a bunch of books every year, and her last couple haven't been as good, and I've talked about it with friends who read her stuff too. Just rein it back, take a break, and kinda come back fresh, and I think maybe you might produce something good.
Yeah.
'Cause Lilo and Stitch was last summer, and then we've got Moana pretty much a year later, and I don't know, Moana could be great. I don't know, I have no idea, but I think they just need to chill a little bit on it. It's not my favorite movie trend.
Definitely not.
Well, transitioning, so that was our last court question. We were mostly in agreement with them, which is funny.
Yeah.
I didn't know what we would get out of them. But we're going to spin our wheel, and we decided, going off of the 3-hour movie trend, to do Avengers. So let's see if it gives us something different, because the last time it just kept spitting out stuff we'd already done. I wasn't wanting to go. It heard me talking about it. Ugh, we've already done this. I need to, like, reset. It was the Hunger Games again, which I guess we could have done, but I wanna give people something fresh. Oh, this is good. Who would be from Avengers, who would be the worst roommate?
I feel like Bruce Banner, he could turn into the Hulk at any moment.
Yeah. Oh my god, I swear to God, like, I was thinking that too. And that's exactly why I don't want him hulking out in my apartment, because insurance isn't gonna cover that.
Oh, that's great. I'm trying to think.
I don't think I would wanna live with. As a person, Bruce would be okay, but I think I would have anxiety the whole time about the Hulk. Um,
I also think Thor would be a terrible roommate.
he would probably kinda take over the space too
I
much for
mean,
me. I
uh, what was it? We saw his like house thing in Endgame, and it was like a disaster. So I could
Yeah.
imagine what it's like when he's not a disaster and he doesn't have
Mhm.
maids to clean up after him in Asgard.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I can't handle that. Um, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't think he'd be a good one. For some reason, like, my brain keeps wanting to go to Tony, but I don't know what it is that I wouldn't like, especially if we lived in one of his houses. Because I mean, that'd
I
be
was gonna
pretty
say,
much
I
it.
feel like the only part that would be a disaster would be whatever he's doing in the lab.
Yeah, and that's not around me.
Yeah.
I don't
I feel like everybody
know.
else is pretty tidy. Like,
I'm trying to think of who would have quirks that I wouldn't like.
maybe Natasha, maybe she would keep guns and weapons just randomly stored throughout your apartment that you find.
But I feel like she'd be responsible though and keep them put up. Like she doesn't, but yeah, I hear you. I don't
I mean,
know.
technically they're put up, they're hiding.
Yeah. Yeah. Um I don't know. Steve is so old. We'd probably fight over like what to watch on the TV.
Does he even know what a TV is?
I mean, yeah, but he'd probably only want to watch like Leave It to Beaver and the Andy Griffith Show. Well, no, he was frozen for that. So I don't know.
He's got to rewatch everything. He's got to binge it.
That's right. He has his little notebook. Who would you want to live with?
I think Tony.
Tony. Yeah, Tony.
He would leave me alone, and I would leave Tony alone.
Yeah, I think I'd want to live with Tony. I think my answer would be Thor. I don't think we would be compatible.
He's too
Now,
messy for you.
He's too messy. I cannot handle mess. So I think now, if I got to live with Thor and he would invite his brother over, then we're talking. Like, I can roll with that. Because I am a longtime Loki girl.
That's
But
hilarious. I love it.
yeah, as far as the female characters, I'd probably want to live with Natasha or Wanda. As much as I love Yelena, I think she'd be messy.
Yeah, at least with Wanda, she can clean everything up pretty easily.
Yeah, that'd be like a good squad to live with. So, but that's funny that both of us, our first thought was Bruce because he might Hulk out.
It's true. He could.
I already live with anxiety. I don't need it like escalated and fear that that's going to happen.
Every second of every day.
Like if you anger him, like, oh my God, is it going to come out? Will you take the trash out? Is he going to do anything? Oh my gosh. Well, next week we'll see what we have to dive into, and maybe we'll have answers from Taylor's wedding or not wedding, and we'll be getting ready for Emmy nominations and our rave, which we'll talk about. Maybe we'll do like maybe an off-campus episode partially that day or something fun. So, but we will see. I'm excited. I think good stuff's coming in July. And then I did post the reread schedule for ACOTAR and Crescent City on our Instagram, and we will get started with that in August while still covering our usual pop culture things. But we'll kind of, I think the first batch, I think ACOTAR is August 1st through 7th. So we'll talk about that and play it out week by week, depending on the schedule. So I can't believe it's almost here.
I'm excited.
Me too. All right. Well, we are signing off. So until next time.
Bye.
Bye.